some outline of my presentation is, I will present some IKS ideas that inspired the world. Some IKS ideas, those are needed, those are used to be, those are to be applied to reshape the modern world, because in modern developments we have so many problems, we are facing so many problems. I will also share some about them. IKS ideas mostly unknown for the world. So such ideas are so many among the vast ocean of the Sanskrit literature, Sanskrit Vangmay, and some conclusion, and then if you have any questions or discussion. So some IKS ideas that inspired the world are philosophy, darshan. If we check the philosophical ideas of the whole world in any corner of the world, mostly they are part of Indian philosophy, Bharatiya Darshan Shastra, 6 Astik Darshans and 6 Nastik Darshans. So you will find the elements of Bharatiya Dwadash Darshan in them. Then chemistry, we will see how periodic table was made by Mendeleev, inspired by Sanskrit Varnmala. Mathematics, 0 decimal number system, place value notations, we very well know about that it is the gift of India to the world, and based on Indian mathematics, 0 and decimal number system, place value notation only, the modern mathematics and modern scientific developments stand. Next is space-time matter, the relativity, how it is related to Advaita Vedanta. Nanotechnology, we had so much information about nanotechnology based on our Rasayan Shastra, Rasha Shastra. Shastri ji presented that, how as Shriviti is working on it for last 25 years. Holistic healthcare, that is about Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, the concepts of holistic healthcare are given. In US and other countries, the new concept for medical science is holistic healthcare. It is not necessary that they treat the person only by allopathic medical treatment. They combine other treatments also if they are working in the benefit of the patient. Metallurgy, Viman Shastra, and so textile engineering, food science, arts, architecture, Shilp, and storytelling. Storytelling is something different that you would not have heard you will not hear about it in this conference, but our Itihas Purana are all about storytelling, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other stories. Whether it is Srimad Bhagavad Katha, Ramayana Katha, and so on. It is not just philosophical, but it is also about spreading the ideas of science, logic, and generate curiosity among the youth and the society. And storytelling is considered, one research also says that storytelling is more effective than presenting some data. So, what happens, we see if we check the recent history of 1000 to 2000 years, all the scientists and most of the scientists and researchers in the West, they did not get inspiration from Western philosophies and ideologies. Often we see whether it is Oppenheimer or Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla, their philosophy, their research philosophy that connects with Indian philosophy, Bharatiya Darshan. And the reason is, in Bharatiya Darshan, philosophy, Vigyan, science, and Vyavhar, the practices, they go hand in hand. They do not contradict each other. While in Western philosophy, when Galileo said the earth is spherical, he was given death penalty. That is not the practice in India. It has not been the practice in Bharat. And it can be seen in our Sanskrit Vangmay, that has our historical records. Yogo Jnanam Tatha Sankhyam Vidya Shilpadi Karma Cha Veda Shastrani Vigyan Metat Sarvam Janardhanat, says Mahabharata in Vishnu Sahasranam Mahatmya. We also see Jnanam Vigyan Sahitam in the 9th Adhyaya of Gita, its first shloka. When Krishna starts explaining something to Arjuna, he says, now I will give you the Jnan with Vigyan. So when it is said Vigyan in our Sanskrit Vangmay, it is not other Vigyan, it is the science only. For example, outside India, the Indic studies, Indology has inspired many inventions like relativity, decimal number system, place value notation, wood, steel, plastic surgeries, even the kitchen herbs, they were used by Indians, those were popular in the world. and the clothes, fabric. So first I take the example of philosophy quickly. If you see the modern history of philosophy or modern philosophy, it starts from Plato about 3rd century BC. And if you check the element of the main elements of modern history, they are Tattva Mimamsa, Jnana Mimamsa, Niti and Tarka. But they could not explain it the way these branches of philosophy are explained in Bharatiya Darshan Shastra. And we have so much literature in Sanskrit about this Darshan Shastra, these branches of Darshan Shastra. So is this full history of philosophy? Or we should include the history of Bharatiya Darshan Shastra also here in this history of philosophy? And how should we define Darshan or philosophy? Because there is a small definition of philosophy that is given by modern philosophical ideas. And what says Indian philosophy? It says, यथार्थतया ज्ञायते पदार्थे नेनेति दर्शनम, जो जैसा है उसको उसी रूप में देखना समझना वह दर्शन है. तो रिलेटिविटी इसमें बिल्कुल ना हो, फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस का आइडिया ना हो, इट शुड बी एब्सोल्यूट ट्रूथ, दैट इज दर्शन. सो व्हेन भारतीय दर्शन सेज सम दर्शन or philosophy, it says, it talks about the absolute truth and not point of view or opinion. क्या ये विचार, are these not the thoughts of a scientist or mathematician or researcher? Yes, it matches the thinking of a researcher or scientist. That's why Professor Norman Brown of University of Pennsylvania in 1939 said that no department of study in any major university can be fully equipped without fully trained specialists in indic phases of its discipline. भारतीय ज्ञान का इतना महत्व उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई तब से कर लिया था. And that's how they started studying and introducing Sanskrit literature and Indology, Indic studies in their various branch of studies. The reason is भारतीय दर्शन का जो ज्ञान है, भारतीय संस्कृत वाङ्मय में जो ज्ञान है, that is काल गर्भित and कालातीत. काल गर्भित means that is something that is in the, it will appear with time, it will be known to mankind with time. And kalatit means it is possible that humankind will never know what it is and why it is. So those are considered to be explained in Bharatiya Darshan and Bharatiya Sanskrit Vangmaya. Some other second such example, how modern chemistry is inspired by Bharatiya Darshan. So some examples of Indian Bharatiya Rasayan Shastra and chemistry are the idea of Som Rasayan for rejuvenation and longevity, metals of Bhasma, Vidhi and Prayog in Ayurveda, Charak and Shushruta has explained, which introduces nanoparticles and nanotechnology. Damascus steel was earlier known as Folade-Hind, Hindwani, Jawabe-Hind, wood steel. Now we know it as wood steel. So these were the earlier known names of Damascus steel or wood steel. So lost wax techniques and so on. Loh Siddhi, converting the iron copper into gold using alchemy. So those were the siddhis of ancient Indians. Now periodic table, when Mendeleev was making periodic table, he had some trouble how to arrange the elements. Now we know the periodic table in this form after Mendeleev gave it, but he got inspiration from his friend Bortling, who was a Sanskrit scholar and researcher. And what Bortling did, he suggested him that how in Sanskrit grammar, from where the shabda are ucharans are varnmala ucharan sthana are there. According to that, it is made in a table from where it is being produced. And Bortling suggested him to use properties of the elements and arrange them in tabular form. If you see for Sanskrit Varnamala also you will see tabular form. Ka, Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa in those 5 works. So that's how, and this is recorded history. And in Mendeleev's research paper where he introduces this periodic table, he gave the credit to Sanskrit and Panini by this nomenclature for these unknown elements at that time. He introduced the word Eka aluminium, Eka. Ek means 1. Eka silicon, Eka boron, 3 manganese, Dvi tellurium, and so on. So he used this Sanskrit prefixes to define these unknown elements at that time in the periodic table he presented. Now, if we come to mathematics, what should be the greatest mathematical discovery of all the time? So, David Bailey and Jonathan Borwein suggested that decimal number system should be given that credit, and so India should be given that credit. And the Indian who invented this decimal number system should not be given less importance than Archimedes, Newton, Gauss, or Ramanujan. So from where comes the decimal number system? So in earlier session also this mantra of Rigved was seen. Chatvari Shringa Trayavasya Padadve Shirshe Saptahasta. So it is explanation about Agni Deva. But same explanation also can be considered to define mathematics. There are two heads, so it is called Aksharamnai, Ankamnai in mathematics. Aksharamnai means using words. Mathematics is presented, like you can say word problem in mathematics textbooks, right? And Ankamnai means with digits and equations. There are 4 horns, so the Agni Dev has 4 horns, 2 heads and 4 horns. 4 horns are like 4 basic operations, addition, multiplication, subtraction. 3 feet, 1, 9, 10, these 3 digits, and he has 7 hands. So whatever is explained in this mantra, it is analogous to define mathematics, the subject of mathematics. And so it also says it is bounded by 3 bounds, and those 3 bounds are Desh, Kal, Vastu. Now if you see space, time and matter, Desh, Kal, Vastu are the 3 things on which we can apply mathematics. If anything is beyond space, time, matter, we cannot apply mathematics. But fortunately in the universe, everything is in the boundary of space, time, matter. And that is called the result of what we call in the Bharatiya Darshan, Maya, Jagat. So Jagan Mithya means that is philosophical idea. Let me not go in that direction. But it is bounded by this Vrishab, or this Purush is bounded by space, time and matter. So anything that has emerged from, that has appeared from space, time and matter, that is defined by spatial coordinates and time coordinate, that can be bounded by mathematics. Or you can do mathematics about it, mathematical analysis or mathematical modeling about that. And some more ideas from Mahabharata, Sarvam Sankhyanugochara. There is nothing that cannot be bounded by mathematics. Rigved says Tridabaddo Vrishbo in earlier slide as we saw. Desh Kal Vastuna Makalanam Ganitam, it is again from Mahabharata. So anything that is bounded by space, time, matter, we can do mathematics about that. Ganitam Kala Buddhaye, to know about time, one has to learn about mathematics. So from where came the idea of zero? It came from Bharatiya Darshan, Bharatiya Sanskrit Vangmay. It says, Mule Shunyam Vijanya, Shunyam Vai Parabrahma. So the Avyakta Parabrahma, Nirgun Brahma, is explained as zero. And that is the role of mathematics, that is the role of zero in mathematics. And the same role of Avyakta Nirgun Brahma, Ishwar Paramatma, its Nirgun form is in the universe. So how it multiplied? So Taittiriya Upanishad says, So Kamayat. He just wished that I become many. And that's how Vedic Ganesh Sutra says, Ekadikena Purvena, one more than the previous one, its meaning is. And that's how it multiplied. So 0, 0, 2, 0 plus 1. So 0 is called Shava, or it is also called Brahma or Shiva, and 1 is called Maya or Shakti. If you do this analogy from 0 to 1, all binary number system, not only binary system can be explained, but also the rest of the mathematics and the number system, decimal number system. The West says 0 is meaningless, but Sankhya Sutra says, Na vastu to vastu siddhi. Jis vastu ka avastu se vastu ki siddhi sambhav nahi hai. If 0 is nothing, it cannot be used for something, but it is used everywhere. And without it, we cannot do mathematics and engineering and technological developments. So 0 is not 0. In that sense, it is not meaningless. When you wish to eat banana, the wish is 0. You don't have a banana, but the wish emerges in your mind, and then you put some action for it, and when you have one banana in your hand, you go to market, you take one banana in your hand, then you have one banana. But it started from where? From your mind. So 0 is that wish. this is the shloka where from Srimad Bhagavat, and it says what is the age of Brahma. It is called Dviparardha. The number Dviparardha means 2 into 10 power 18. 1 parardha is 10 power 18. So this number is given in this shloka. And who says this? This shloka is praise to Krishna when Krishna appears on Janmashtami in Kansa's prison in front of Vasudeva Devaki. Devaki praises Krishna. Before that, Vasudeva praises Krishna. And this is one of that shloka. And Devaki says, after the end of Brahma's ayu, Brahma's age is over, Brahma's death. And what is that age? 2 into 10 power 18. 1 parardha means 10 power 18. What remains? You remains. Only you remains. And from this shloka, Shishyate Shesha Sangyah, that part, the Govardhan Pit Shankaracharya Bharati Krishna Tirji Maharaj developed Vedic Ganit. This is one of the sutra of that shloka. This is used for division operations in Vedic Ganit. Shishyate Shesha Sangyah. So this is how the ideas of mathematics are there. And similarly, scientific and other ideas, science and other ideas are also imbibed in our Sanskrit literature. Now, what is storytelling? So Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. These IKS traditions we have, right? Now, these are the ancient traditions. And what happened? What is the power of storytelling? It connects you emotionally and it creates images in your mind. It gives you focus, motivation and memory because during modern research of storytelling, it is found that dopamine and oxytocin are released. These hormones are released in your brain, which are released only when you do some exercise or something that is exciting for you. Now, if you see cave painting to Natya Shastra and marvelous temples across Akhand Bharat, not just modern day India, but Akhand Bharat I am talking about, you will see this storytelling you will find there in terms of Ramayana, Mahabharata and everything, the structures saying about stories about them. Now modern media is also doing that through social media and other stuff. Why? Because storytelling is more trustworthy than explaining some data or presenting some data. And this was the power of storytelling that has been used in ancient India. So similar, if we see about psychology and other ideas, those were so much rich and they were implemented in such a way in our society in ancient India, and they are present in those Sanskrit texts, that if we work on that, we can find great results for further development for the humankind. Now what happened, if you see this is just one example, Panchatantra, storytelling, it traveled from India to Germany and it was translated in various languages in those years. So this is just one example. This is how the knowledge traveled from India, knowledge of mathematics, science, technology, astronomy, and so on. Okay. So I will not go for more in these ideas, but why some ideas, so these were some ideas modern science, technology and other developments have used so far. Now some IKS ideas to reshape the modern world. Why it is needed? Because humanity has wiped out about 60% of population since 1970. Extinction crisis puts 1 million species on verge of disappearing. This is study, right? And this is because just thinking about development, science, technology and so on, but in some directionless way, right? So if there was 60% decline in human population, that would be equivalent to emptying North America and other countries. This is what mankind has done with other animals and trees and plants and the wilds. So because of this development and science, technology and other developments, without following the disciplines and rules and regulations given in Sanskrit Vangmay and Indian knowledge systems, what has happened? The world has made this Panch Mahabhut kupit. They are angry, right? So Prithvi Tattva is kupit because of these reasons, radioactive and other chemical waste, okay, mining and landfills, water. Panch Mahabhut means Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Akash, Vayu. How we have disturbed them, how we have polluted them, right? Not only the life forms. Agni, burning anything, And it is prohibited in Indian knowledge systems, mentioned there, that burning anything and everything is prohibited. But we are burning everything. Burning waste makes energy 10 billion industry in US. Just thinking about profit, money, and so on. But where are we going? So Vayu, pollution, we have not even left the space. Space debris, Sunita Williams is struggling there, right? So I will skip some slides. This has also happened with yoga. We have forgotten what is Yam Niyam and we directly do Asan Pranayam. But we have to follow what is Yam Niyam, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Parigraha. The same has happened with using Indian knowledge system, but superficially. Same has happened with Ayurveda also. So what we need to do? What causes more pollution? Biogas, wood, or the petroleum-based products? And same is going to be happen with AI. So I will skip. As they are developing AI, Stephen Hawking warned artificial intelligence could end human race. Now, Stephen Hawking and other experts, even father of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, said that the machine learning and neural networks they have developed could end the human race. They are worried about it, right? But the oldest warning and prohibition about Mahayantra, that is kind of systems like AI, is given in Indian knowledge system. Where? In Manusmriti, where there is explanation about what are the crimes and which should be considered crime. One crime is making yantras, those are capable of thinking and acting like human brain and humans. So humanoid robots, right? So AI is in that direction. But this is considered crime. You cannot create machines which can replace humans or mimic humans. So which have their own intellect, right? So Mahayantra Pravartanam, this is just fourth part of that shloka. The other parts explain other crimes. So you can check 11th Adhyay, 63rd shloka. So this was warned by Indian knowledge system and it is of Karan Siddhant. There are also reasons why this happens by not properly using Indian knowledge systems. So I will skip some of this. If the Hollywood or the West presents us some ideas and developments and inventions and imaginary ideas on the base of Indian knowledge system, we accept. Like we accepted this 2012 Interstellar and Lucy, these movies. They are super hit science fiction. But if our experts, acharyas, and other people share something from Indian knowledge systems, we see it something like skepticism. So these are some IKS ideas, mostly unknown for the world. You can take photo in case if you wish to go for the detail. Like sir said, to know something by intuition. So yes, Ashruta Grantha Bodha, this word has come there. Even if you have not heard about the text or scripture, still you can get knowledge about it. So some fascinating ideas that Indian knowledge system has, but the modern development, science has not cracked yet. These are some of the ideas. One of them is Padarth Parivartan by solar energy. Any object can be converted to another object using solar energy. It is mentioned as a Padarth Parivartan by solar energy. Viman Shastra is also one of them because whatever is explained in Viman Shastra, in the available Viman Shastra Grantha text, it is yet not cracked and it is not possible to create such Vimana with that speed and capacity. So Krishna traveled to Delhi, from Delhi to Dwarika, that is about 1,392 kilometers, using their Ashva Shakti, their horses and chariot. Now it is, if you check just in Google Maps, by car, it takes more than 12 hours. Then how could Krishna travel from that distance? If we should see these with the idea of science and technology and not just these just imaginary stories, right? Brahmastra, science returning guided missiles which can cause universal destructions. So once Ashwatthama used Brahmastra, Arjuna reversed it. So he could do it because he knew how to reverse the Brahmastra. So Brahmastras were of two types explained there. One which can be reversed, one which cannot be reversed. So guided missiles which can be reversed. Modern technology cannot reverse the guided missile still, right? If I am not wrong. Mahati Veena, the instrument that Naradji has with him, Naradji does not play fingers on that Veena. It is explained there. Its name is Mahati Veena. It plays itself as per the wish of Naradji. He thinks it should play this rag or this swar, and the Veena plays it.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to my Startup TV.